I've been coaching for a long time, basketball. I've been playing basketball for a long time, and I've seen this so much amongst players. So many players have come up to me and said, "Hey, my coach is not playing me. Hey, I gotta get noticed by the school. Hey, I gotta get noticed to play at the next level. My parents are pressuring me to get a scholarship." I give every player the same answer every time. Listen, I want you to go to your team and do this one thing that every coach at the next level wants to see. I want you to go to your team and start thinking about what you can give the team instead of what you can get from the team. See, the problem is we live in a very narcissistic society. We live in a place where people are self-centered. A lot of athletes are self-centered. It's not their fault. It's not your fault if you're one of those people, simply because that's what you're being shown. What you're not being shown and what you're not being told by the media is that that's the wrong approach. When you're self-centered, nobody wants you. There's three things coaches don't ever want. And this applies to every aspect of life. It applies to friendships. It applies to you being a good daughter or son. It applies to relationships. It applies to everything in life. There's three things that you should fully avoid. And that's selfishness, softness, and silence. Because when you're silent, you can't communicate. When you're selfish, you can't think of your teammates. You can't think of anybody else that's involved in a situation. You can't think past the situation to get to where you want to get to. And when you're soft, you don't have the ability to take constructive criticism. You don't have the ability to dig in when you don't feel like it. So those are three things that if you have those qualities, you're not making it anywhere in life. You're not getting a job. You're not getting accepted to university. You're not going to have good relationships. Everything I said earlier. I want you to start thinking about what you can give to your team, your club, your whatever you're part of, your family, your friendship, your relationships. What can you give? Because the more you give, the more you get. Well, what can I give, coach? Well, hey, listen, you can give support. You can always support. You can always be encouraging. You can always work your butt off. You can always be a good bench cheerleader. You can always support others when they're having an issue. You can pick somebody up when they're down. Those are things you can give. And then guess what you get in return? Everything that you want. But you gotta work. And when you don't work, nothing is gonna come at you. There's sixth graders that walk into my gym and say, "I wanna make it to the NBA." Whoa, time out. Let's have a look at your body. Let's have a look at your ability to run. Let's have a look at your ability to think. Let's have a look at your work ethic. Let's have a look at your emotions, your reactions. Let's have a look at the way you approach a session. If by now you haven't watched the series on the Chicago Bulls, The Last Dance, I advise you to go see it. To be really good at something, to be the best at something, you actually have to do a lot of work. A lot of work that goes into it. When I was in high school, my coach said, "How good do you want to be?" I said, "I want to be a really good, coach." He said, "Okay, got to show up 30 minutes before practice and work out, stay for 30 minutes after and work out, do that every single day, put more work in than all your other teammates, and then you'll stand out in this crowd. And that'll get you maybe to the provincial level. You'll stand out there. They'll take you to the national level. You'll stand out there. And then maybe you have a chance to get a scholarship. Maybe you have a chance to go play at a high level." And I did that. And I ended up being an Ontario champion. I ended up playing on the provincial team. I ended up playing on the junior national team. I ended up getting 50 plus scholarship offers to play in the in NCAA. But none of that happened because I was 6'9". None of that happened because of my crazy athletic ability. All of that happened because I put the work in and I listened to people that were better than me. So put the work in, the rest will come. It always does.